You're listening to the Junior Birdman Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Junior Birdman Podcast. I am your host, the Junior Birdman, and if you like this show, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the like button below, and click the alert bell to be notified when we release new videos. I'd like to hear your comments down below as well on the subject matter we're going to be talking about today. It's going to be quite interesting, I think. We're going to be joined by Ben Shatiro. Ben holds a PhD in advanced vehicle dynamics from the prestigious University of Future Technologies. He's conducted groundbreaking research on the use of magnetic levitation for autonomous vehicles. He's been awarded the Model Prize for Transportation and Engineering for his groundbreaking work in developing sustainable and efficient transportation systems. And he's a fellow at the Royal Society of Transportation Innovators. He holds a number of patents as well related to self-driving and electric vehicles. Ben, welcome to the Junior Birdman Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start off, if we could, by this controversial claim that you make that within the next decade, we're going to have this massive emergence of flying cars, and they're going to be powered by vegetable oil. You're saying that's going to be the norm here in the near future, and particularly in the next decade. Can you talk about that?
You know, I really don't think it's that controversial when we look at the facts. There's a lot of factors involved here. Yeah, first of all, you look at the market and how it handles things like this. You know, they talk about flying cars for decades now. Everybody's been experimenting from Elon Musk all the way down. Basically, you have a significant increase in the amount of people who are searching for hybrid and upgraded cars. And with drone technology, I think it's clearly going to be the future is going to be with flying cars, and with the lower abundant use of fossil fuels, I think it's clear that vegetable oil is going to be the fuel of the future for these flying cars. And it's going to be easily sustainable, something that we can easily resource, something that's easily transportable, and it's something that everybody's going to be making use of, sure enough, in the future.
When was it that you first realized or came to the conclusion that vegetable oil was the way to go? This is the oil of the future.
Well, like everything that comes out of the free market, it started with a dream. And I had a dream one night. I thought it was a fantasy, but I woke up, realized right away that feasibility of using vegetable oil as a fuel for flying cars was pleasantly a surprise for me, and quickly went and had my coffee, had some breakfast. And that led me to understand that the devaluation in fossil fuels is something that's inevitably going to come over us. And the free market's going to drive this. And I think it's hard for us to predict the future of transportation, but clearly it's going to be in flying vehicles and not in vehicles to maintain on the ground. It's just not something we're going to sustain. The facts tell us that that's the case.
It seems like it's going to take a lot of land mass, and we don't have that much land mass to grow all these vegetables. So how are we going to produce
It's probably a
enough
valid concern. You know, producing enough vegetable oil to produce a whole fleet of flying cars is probably requires a significant amount of land, but there's certainly ways to address that. You have leveled planting. You have a wide range of planting crops. You can use all kinds of algae and bacteria to produce the same kind of vegetable oil. It doesn't have to be just from plants. You can also use a Tropha camellia. There's all kinds of special oil contents out there. You can take advantages of agriculture, and including hydroponics and land resources, and stacking crops and growing layers and producing high yield values. You can use high yield value square footage propositions that people work with now in the farming industry. There's plenty of ways to produce vegetable oil. We don't have to dig into the ground anymore to pull up oil. We can just use the vegetables and plants that are grown right now. We have enough to produce enough energy for a whole fleet of flying cars.
Why wouldn't we just use animal oil? It seems like they're in abundance right now, and it would seem more energy would come out of.
Well, it's true that animal fats definitely create more energy than vegetable oil, but animal fats have their own consequences, and there's a price for using animal fats. When you look at just the productivity that you get out of the use of vegetable oil and the kind of impacts it has on the market, you'll find that overall, it's better to have vegetable oil than you looked at the animal fats and what they cause. They become less sustainable over time, and the animal fats ultimately cause much more damage, not only to the environment, but to the market and all the people involved in our society. So ultimately, animal agriculture is going to be a major contributor to greenhouse gases in the future. And we need to do everything we can to try and prevent deforestation, water pollution, habitat destruction. So the other part of that is animal fats also as a fuel source raise ethical concerns. We don't want to be cruel to animals. We don't want to make animals the main focus of energy, of powering our economy. We need to make sure that we're using things that are smart, that are, you know, not going to cause an impact on people and societies, and the implications of animal products in that way are really going to be causing a lot of conflict in our society. Finally, it's worth noting the vegetable oil is widely spread use already as a fuel. So there's no reason for us to have to change anything. All we have to do is build the architecture and put it in place and let the market do its thing. Vegetable oil will clearly be the way to go forward. And once we have a sustainable marketplace that sustains the value of vegetable oil, we'll clearly start building the power flying cars. That's the next phase.
Ben, it's been fascinating. Thanks for joining us today.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for listening to the Junior Birdman podcast. Be sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell to be alerted when new videos are posted.